the crowd shot right now.
Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live and back at it again. It's a sensational Saturday night here at the Wrasslin for Life Network. We got AEW Collision. A new era will begin tonight, a CM Punkless era in Collision. John Moxley's already on his way to the ring, so strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good, and let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live. We are live and back at it again, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, we got John Moxley coming out to the ring, but we are the Wrasslin for Life Network. We cover more live wrestling than anybody else out there. And we're back at it again as I swallow my tongue. But, folks, we got so much to get into, so much to talk about. And like I said, it's going to be a new era. But tonight, you have Mr. Every Night, KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and this man.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrasslin for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I am Big Nick, and yes, we're already kicking it off with John Moxley, and people are already saying of how fitting that once CM Punk's off Collision, Moxley makes his Collision debut.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of that, Nick. I think a lot of guys and girls that we haven't seen on Collision for obvious reasons will not be present, or will now be present. Sorry, we're gonna have a lot of people showing up, and it will be very interesting. The feel, the vibe, the booking, everything involved with Collision. Will it change? Will it deviate?
Well, it's now going to be kind of Bryan Danielson's show, so maybe instead of paying for Cult of Personality, now he'll just keep playing for Final Countdown.
Can anyone out there hear the radio show through the audio?
I'm not quite. I've got an Action Andretti coming out right now, but then again, we talk a lot.
No, I mean through our audio, because I just noticed something real funny going on. And remember, we were having a little technical difficulty.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. My Bluetooth connected to.
Okay, so that's why we got the sweet, soulful sounds of
right
and KJ, because I kind of noticed it, and I was like, wait, when can I let them know?
Right, I'm in love with a stripper.
There we go. Yeah, back to the auto too.
So hopefully that's an improvement.
Yes, you are much better now, sir. That's what I was going to say. Now we won't get a flag. Well, we still can't get a flag for us singing too well. Right. You try with your T-Pain impression. I just keep turning it into karaoke night.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But folks, I will say welcome. Happy Saturday to everybody. I hope the weekend is treating everybody well. We will get to the chat and say hello. And remember, if you haven't hit like yet, do so. If you haven't hit subscribe yet, do so. If you haven't made a prediction on this match, do so. Do all of the above.
Right. Well, I was going to say, I think we got to start off with, already we got the super chat from Scott here saying, can't make the stream at Saturday Night Nitro. That's kind of what it's going to become.
Right. It's getting closer by the minute.
Yeah. But.
And the interesting matchups tonight, Nick. You said it was like a really full card tonight, which again,
absolutely
isn't kind of the standard for Collision. Collision was a little more spread out, longer matches.
Right.
But, right, John Moxley and Action Andrade. Who,
yeah.
I mean, interesting.
Well, I think this is clearly Moxley wins this one, but on top of that, we
slam
have
dunk.
3 title eliminator qualifying matches tonight.
Yes.
So,
and then we got a random trios match, or is it a 4-way?
It's a 8-person tag match. We've got the Bang.
Well,
Bang
no.
Bang.
The graphic just says trios, and I know your graphic. I saw it as well. But the graphic they just gave us, it maybe Jay White can't wrestle, or they lost one of the luchadors.
That would, I mean, there's so many jokes I can make there with one of them losing them luchadors. Look for the guy that's running around in a costume.
Right.
The Lucha House Party tonight. Yeah, so I just got the graphic. They took Jay out, so maybe that's
Jay,
something.
I don't know if anyone out there has caught the story of what happened there with the card. But I just got a tope. Let me know when you get a tope so we can sync up. But Richard Jr. is back in the house. Yesterday, AJ Styles wants all the smoke until Jimmy Uso super kicked him. We could see an unhinged AJ. Dun, dun, dun. We'll see. We'll see. It's curious. He gave his friend shit for not helping him out, and then they didn't help him out. So I don't know what that means yet. We'll find out.
Right. Well, and Jimmy's obviously trying to still get back in the good graces of Roman.
Yeah, we got that weird storyline to figure out as well. Ronnie Hood,
Now
you guys doing UFC tonight?
I got the tope. That depends on if we can find the means to watch it.
That depends on drugs.
that depends on how we feeling.
We're not scheduled to, Ronnie. Put it that way. It's been a long trek, so yeah, the next couple weekends might be a little quieter than you guys are used to around here, but that's all in the scheduling.
Right. It's all in the hips. It's all in.
Mike Clayton, welcome back. I thank Notre Dame for covering.
I'm just happy Notre Dame won. I wasn't too worried about a betting line on it.
You didn't have the money down.
No, I ain't putting no money down. Every time I bet on Notre Dame, I end up getting screwed over.
Join the Discord, says Big Nick, or talk pizza, or fantasy football.
Well, because I say to talk all things wrestling, and he's like, or pizza, or Simpsons memes. I'm like, well, I say wrestling instead of wrestling because that's what we talk about. And here we talk wrestling.
All wrestling. What's up, Kevin? C Money, Damien, Bash 8.
Splash for a 2 count, 1.5 count. Actually, really selling his knee. Sorry.
Yeah. Our new fantasy captain, by the way, for anybody keeping track of our ongoings.
Yeah, 100%. Pick the guy who's going to wrestle a lot. Oh, Moxley had to definitely throw himself into that spot to make sure he caught that kid.
Right. TJ Hook's in the house. VHS. JV's back. Clay Lewis. Fred Bucks. Good to see you, buddy. Kyle's here. Bear. Can't have a picnic without a bear.
Hey, boo-boo.
Hey, boo-boo. Rocco's back with us. C Money, I think I said hi to. I'm not sure. Thank you again, Scott, by the way, for that super chat. Remember, folks, it gets a little busy in this chat, so hit the super stickers, hit the super chat, and make yourself stand out or become a member. You stand out that way as well. Christian Powers back. Good to see you.
Right. What up, my guy?
Who else
He's talking about the U.S. Women's Open.
Oh, okay.
Small Mark, what up? Ronnie, what up? Scott again with another super chat saying El Hijo del Vikingo is wrestling at the event. I haven't seen that advertised, sir.
No,
not at all.
No, so maybe there was some shuffles. I have no idea. Like we said, we expected an 8-man tag tonight, which I was going to talk about as far as a couple of the guys involved, but we're still going to get that opportunity. A bit of a head scratcher, but we'll talk about it in a bit. As on Andrade has been all over Moxley, my guy.
Yeah, we're in picture right now, but he's definitely working the leg, all of that. I don't know if they intended to work this, or Moxley really kind of messed up his knee, and so now we're keep going with it, kid.
Right. But I mean, for me, Moxley should dust this kid and move on. But hey, if we got a battle, kick off Collision.
Well, do you think that maybe now there's the potential of Moxley's just going to now even wrestle more than OC did? Moxley's just going to be anywhere and everywhere.
I think so.
I mean, he's kicking off Collision right now, and I'm sure he'll be on Wednesday. And he's probably
the new workhorse, right? They're making their IC title a workhorse championship.
Well, it already was, but now I'm just waiting for this man to take a vacation. Go away for a little bit so we can actually be excited when we see you.
Nobody does that.
No.
I've been begging Jericho to
Well, no, you just go away.
Oh,
leave now and never come back.
Right. The Mox Bear. Good to see Gabriel. Welcome. Go BCC. There you go.
Right.
Luna Havoc in the house on a beautiful Saturday night. I miss Freshly Squeezed. Pause.
Pause. Well, and also because you kind of hit the T-Pain note at the squeeze.
Oh,
so
did I?
It's like double pause.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no. I OC grew on me. Pause. Like an orange tree and everything a bit.
Like an orange tree.
Right.
John Moxley with a tope.
Oh, I haven't gotten there yet.
Tope plumber.
You can't tell who listens to Jim Cornette.
Sometimes. Paul Carpenter, welcome. But yeah, tune in. We'll make you a fan. Promise.
Even if you're not a fan of the show, you'll be a fan of us.
That's very true.
Right now, I got the whole tope.
All right. Dun dun dun. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. All right. What's up, Greg? How you doing? Welcome back. Paul says, I'm new here, trying to give Collision a chance, but I'm definitely done with Dynamite. Ooh, interesting. I wonder how many people feel this way right now.
That's an interesting idea. Because I've had more people.
Huge cutter, my guy. Sorry.
No, you're good. Worried that people are going to be leaving Collision. And if people turn Collision into the rally cry, I guess, of
oh man,
Moxley's biting them right now.
Do you think there's got to be a collection of wrestlers that all, when they first kicked off Collision, they all had that like us, we're going to show everybody kind of mentality.
Yeah, and they all are mad now that CM Punk got fired. Like that, you have Meltzer talking about FTR, Andrade. I'm sure probably Miro was upset that Punk got fired.
Yeah, how long before Meltzer helped orchestrate pushing them out of the fucking company?
Or does he just open the doors and say, you can have it. If you want to go.
Maybe he has to.
Because then that's the thing is now who becomes the new trouble child backstage if it's not going to be Punk.
Andrade's still there kicking around. Oh, missed the shooting star. It's a pretty good match. I will say Moxley showing off a little more athleticism when he stays in the ring. I got
the Kata Hajime, the reverse chokehold right now. Sleeper hold.
2 count. Let me know when you get the 2 count on the
It's amazing how we haven't touched anything and it just still managed to keep going on.
Right. He lost his powers. Zordon isn't letting him wrestle today. All right, go Power Rangers.
Fair enough. Oh, roll through.
All right.
Now I gotta close on.
Thank you, Big Dog. Thank you.
What? Oh yeah.
He was telling me to check my mic.
Gotcha. I got a Falcon Arrow 1, 2 count. Am I really that far behind you?
Yeah, I guess you're a good 30.
Oh wow.
Like good 20 seconds. So I got action double shotgun drop kick into the corner.
I'm gonna see if I can find a faster version of this. I guess.
Wow, Moxley returns the favor. Are you watching it on like slow-mo?
No, I'm watching it on TNT's webpage.
Oh, that's funny as shit. Moxley
literally straight from the source.
Oh, botch. We got a botch. But kick out.
Oh.
Mox,
I gotta watch for the botch. Watch for the botch.
Listen, I've been questioning John Moxley for approximately 2 years now. I thought he was the weakest of the three in the Shield. And at the end of the day, I just feel like Moxley, like a lot of the guys, he hasn't changed. He's been the same. I don't hate Moxley, and I think like tonight he's showing some decent wrestling ability, but he's so in love with just the carnage that you don't get a lot of good shit from Moxley. His promos aren't great. His attitude's not great. And then a lot of his in-ring work is chaos. So this was actually better match as he's trying to choke the kid out.
I just got him kicking out on a 2 count. But I think with Moxley, I do agree that he's the weakest out of the three out of the Shield. I think there is some appeal to what he does. It's at times like, if I want to watch that style, I'll watch that style. But as far as everyone thinking that he's like one of the greatest pro wrestlers going right now, I don't see it at all. He, like you said, he hasn't evolved, he hasn't adapted, he hasn't adjusted. It's very much, I think he's, and I don't know the man, but I'm just assuming that he has the mindset of, I'm not, they're not right. They're all wrong about everything that they're telling me. I'm going to just do me, and do me is not that great, John.
Yeah. And I mean, like we talked before about the little shit that bothers me with like the no selling everybody talks about. I mean, the constant bleeding is what it is, but like even little moments where he no sells even the body language. Like he loses a match and he just sits there blankly and you're like, dude, at least like sell that the dude just beat you up. Like, give us something.
Right. Well, as Moxley gets the 1, 2, 3 there, but that's the thing is there's so many memes and jokes about this. Like we're on here constantly will joke of like, all right, the fucking wind blows the wrong way, and Moxley with his paper mache forehead starts to bleed. Like you said, he knows that was constant. I think he probably was the big one that started that whole. That's now a constant trend in AEW of the like back and forth, throwing elbows, throwing chops, and neither one falls down. Like that's cool when it happens once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
When it's 3 to 4 times a night, it gets old quick.
That's the thing, right? And I feel like I've heard all the, all the overtures and such, and I've seen it all. But right now we got Roddy Strong. They're going back to the package from Wednesday. This man's, he went from the scarf, and then I was going to say Luna's favorite section, but
yeah, see,
I guess Nick
got the man of 1,000 gimmicks. Yeah, I got it up to it.
Yeah, this crowd is wild today.
That's why you have the straw.
Mox didn't bleed. He didn't bleed. He had a good match. He stayed in the ring for 85% of the match, or maybe 90% of this one. So I give him credit. I mean, it was some good stuff. We had a couple botches, but I mean, crazy.
Right. Well, and I saw Liam say, I think he's better than Rollins, to be honest. I don't think so.
No, I don't I mean, I could make a healthy debate about the difference between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, but Moxley to me is the third, like a different.
Those two are much closer. Roman and Rollins is a much closer debate than Moxley with either one of them.
And again, for me is the ability to stay within a frame of a story and be able to do more than just, I love carnage. Let's go. I'm gonna bleed.
Right.
Like, there's more to it.
Right. AB out here with the vitamins.
There you go. Puff, puff, pass.
Kyle asking who we'd say was better in the ring, Rollins or Reigns. In ring, if we're going in ring, it's Rollins.
Yeah.
Roman is not a slouch at all, mind you. I'm still a big fan of him in ring, but I also like that style a lot more.
Plus, I think Roman fell into what we get out of a lot of the face of a generation. Hogan, Cena, Roman. It's like Vince is like, you're allowed to do 9 moves max. Like you get a very small move set and you're not doing anything else.
Well, that's where the whole joke of the 5 moves of doom came from.
Right? But we got Statlander.
So then I'm taking this off then, because this
bro, that'll put me to sleep quick, sir.
Got you here. Well, he's got his feel goods. Pause.
Right? Stay awake. There you go. I almost started singing. Dreamer Champion in 2023. Ouch Impact. Rocco. I admit, a very big surprise. Ouch Impact, no. It's their digital championship. It was essentially their silly gimmicky championship. It's since become their hardcore-ish championship. So
it's like their mid-card belt.
Yeah, lower mid-card belt.
Well, that was the under mid-card belt. AB talking about watching UFC 293. Who you got? As I got Statlander cutting a promo.
Izzy Strickland.
Yeah.
Popped.
I think it'll still be insane if Strickland wins. It'll be insane. That man has his shit is real. His shit is raw.
I love Strickland. Like, this is one of those ones where you kind of watch both guys' career and you're like, do they have to fight? Like, I like them both, but I think Izzy. It's just so hard to bet against Izzy any night of the week. He's just a different animal. If Strickland can get inside and work him, maybe, but yeah, Izzy's such a fucking animal, and there's a good amount of animosity going into this one. So,
oh, absolutely. But I've got.
As I see.
What?
No.
Gotcha.
We've done too many streams together.
Fair enough. But so I've got Stat coming off the ropes right now. We've got Statlander versus one of the Rampage twins? I know she's a twin.
Is it Rampage twins?
I don't know. She's versus vocal enhancement twin. I already know disrespect.
I'm okay with the disrespect.
Fair enough.
Renegade.
There, I started with an R. Give me credit. I got half points.
Listen,
half
it
points.
Took me a while to muddle through some smoke to get to that answer.
That's fine. I like this. Ronnie saying, breaking news, Big Nick is fine, not injured. Yes.
Later on, you'll see on Twitter, don't want to talk about it. I'm fine. I love Peter Griffin. Statlander got cake. Well, there you go. Sorry, where the fuck is Taya? She's on Rampage, Luna.
Yeah. In the Spooky Goth Chick faction. That's something Luna, I think she would like that faction of what was it? It was Penelope, Taya, the Bunny, and was it Anna?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I hear cake? What?
The boys.
Ooh, didn't mean to double click on it. Renegade Twins equal money. Sure.
Are you sure?
I'd put money on stat before I put it on, Twin Magic here.
Yeah, Twin Magic is a stretch.
Right. Bobby said missed stat retained. So I think that is it interesting though that the first two matches now of the non-CM Punk collision are arguable. The first one was arguably a good match. I don't know too much, I wouldn't say, with this one, but they're very much, you already know instantly who's going to win out of those two matches before they even start.
No, because I'm okay with this.
Lord, what did you do?
I just reset something, but am I off?
You're very much sounding like you're talking in a broom closet.
I'm in the broom closet. Oh, that's why. One second.
Got you. That's fine. I'll do what I do best. Pause. Mega saying, will you watch UFC tonight? Depends on if maybe we try and we are able to find a way to watch it and everything. We'll see. Depends on how we feel after
this. After all week fight with you, sir.
I mean, like I said, I'm leaving it to depends on how we feel.
Right.
Anthony, my guy. I think Taya should go back to Impact, Luna. Shout out Anthony, the new member of the team and everything like that. What do you think? Does she stay with AEW or she just cuts tail? She punches Sammy Guevara backstage and gets fired.
Right. Well, last report I heard, Nick, was she was pretty happy there, and but again, I think there's this large collection of people who are enjoying the money and the very short workload per week. I'd love to see her go do something that mattered. I think Tony dropped the ball with Taya the minute they brought her back, like when they had the local Handsman talent from Calgary come out, and then you're like, well, wait, and then Taya showed up after that match. Why not just have Taya come out and let her win? Like they could have had it win. What was the difference between 55 and 61 or whatever the fuck it would have been? I think, who's back? Look who's back! Oh! Jade Cargill is in the house.
Wait, what?
Jade has returned.
I have the Twins beating up Stat right now. What the hell?
She's coming out to beat up.
Now I got it. Okay, so damn.
Hey, Tony pulling out all the guns. All right, we're gonna make them forget Punk. Quick, let's go.
This is a big move. I really like this for Tony Khan. That I'm so glad to see that she's back. Just in pro wrestling. Granted, it's going to be interesting. What does she do now? Does she go on another streak? Oh, is she
taking out the Renegade Twins?
I thought for half a second, is she going to be like, my minions, you did my job.
She looks great. She kicked ass.
And she's back as a baby face.
She's looking like Storm up in the house.
Oh, sexy ass Storm, 100%. How you doing?
Jade's back.
But that's the thing. It's so interesting because we all thought she might be done with pro wrestling as a whole.
And Nick. Lays out Statlander and picks up her title for the record. This is mine. And they're going to give her that belt, sir. Sorry, Stat.
You really think so?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I think it could just be, it's going to be a hell of a feud.
Jade's got this Charlotte Flair vibe of like champ or nothing.
But that's what I asked: is does she go back on that streak of she just go? I'm now
I don't know.
X amount 75-1 now,
Mhm.
and just keeps adding that way.
It'll be interesting, like you said. I'm looking forward to like if they could build a little story here and a little rivalry, not give us the payoff match right away. I could be in for it. It matters. Jane matters. Jane is a needle mover. Pause, but she like literally matters. It's a name that people want to see. I like this move. It's good to see her back. It's beautiful, actually.
Is it interesting though, in just such a juxtaposition as we go from Stat and Jade to where that seems like, you know, a much bigger deal than now we've got Saraya, Renee, and Ruby, and I feel like we've even
She's
kind of
nuts. Sorry.
I feel like we've forgotten about Saraya even being champion ever since All In.
It's because, yeah, I mean, and that's kind of what I feared would happen. Her winning because I think if you're being honest, out of the group of girls, she might not be the most deserving of that belt and the most compelling to have that belt. And I feel that she's getting outshined by Tony even right now.
Right.
The real champ.
I like TJ. Mommy Cargill came back.
Mommy Cargill. Anthony, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome on back tonight, sir. Good to see you.
The new homie. Jade equals Goldberg 2020s. Little bit.
Just because she had a streak. I thought it was going to go 100, so I was wrong by like 39.
Well, no, now she'll just have it with the one at the end of it there. That's still impressive, even if you only got the one.
Let her do it again. But we are heading into our first commercial break, folks.
Right. As Trey's saying, oh, great, Smart Mark is back.
Schmark. They should keep her away from Schmark.
Schmarky.
He does
Justin,
nothing.
what up?
Nothing.
Jason, what up? Sorry, everybody's in the chat tonight.
Let's go.
Right. Larry, can't believe I'm saying this. Thank you, TK, for bringing back my woman back. Easy now, calm down.
But we see
we're gonna have to start setting up a Gatorade stand for fans there at Collision now. Right. If she's gonna be on there weekly.
No, absolutely. And you see what's happening here. And you know what? I commend the guy for trying to do something. But you get Brian Danielson comes back. Then you get CJ Perry shows up. Now we're getting Jade back. Like he's trying to,
Well, Steve, Lana's on a handshake deal.
Everybody look that way.
Oh yeah, it's 100%. If that's the one thing that he's good at, is think about it. Everybody forgot about CM Punk not being there because yes, we get to sing along to Final Countdown.
Fickle.
Right. That's 100% what pro wrestling fans are, outside of a lot of other things like toxic and all that. But they are fickle. So I want to talk about this, though, as we're on commercial break and everything, because I saw this today and I didn't realize it when we were on here last night, obviously, because we talk and we're calling and everything like that. The shot that LA Knight took at Kevin Nash, talking when on his promo about the Miz and everything of, what does his theme song say? I came to play. Now, if I was a big dummy, I'd say, look at the adjective, but I'm not. So let's look at the verb, play.
No, I thought it was really good. And again, listen, if the reports are true that they're going to strap a rocket to LA Knight's back, in addition to the one that he's already strapped to his own back, here we go. And I mean, it's been a while since a guy came in and really captivated the audience at that like that next level babyface vibe, that Rock vibe, that Awesome vibe. And I know he gets the comparables, but when the superstars were mega stars, and that's what he feels like.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and it's also, I think the fans now feel vindicated getting behind him because it's starting to really get that build and that momentum. You're seeing them get put a push behind him versus every other time we've seen somebody that'll get over naturally and then they just kill it. They still are going with him, so the fans feel vindicated of, yes, we got to keep fucking cheering for him, because that's the thing. I think LA Knight's going to force their hand of, you're going to push me or not. Like you're gonna have to with how over I get, because the little pot shots that he doesn't even have to say anymore. The LA Knight, he can just point and the crowd says it right along with him. He is that Rock Austin, and that's not a bad thing to be the new version of.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we're back from commercial. We got Claudio. We got Eddie Kingston in a sit-down powwow.
I fear for Tony Schiavone's life right now, being in the middle of Eddie Kingston and Claudio more than I do for anything going on with Tony Khan being backstage at All In. Just putting that out there. Oh, you're going to play this game? I got to give you. I still wish though Eddie had a Buffalo Bills hat on instead of a Giants hat, but I'll let it slide.
Oh, there you go.
I can kind of hear you.
I can hear you.
Oh, so that's what that is.
No, I was just being a smart ass.
Oh, you son of a! Don't you miss me hearing Eddie Kingston cutting a promo?
Right, Eddie's loud. I can't help it.
He's a New Yorker. That's what it is. That's how we are. That's why I'm loud on here. Go on, say it. Say it to my face. Say it with your chest.
You know. Listen, I sound like T-Pain for half the fucking night, so we're good.
Oh, you're good.
You're just the hype man here.
Thanks. I'm Flavor Flav.
Right. Everyone gonna need a neck brace, just snapping their neck to that shit.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
So we're finally gonna get this Claudio Kingston match, which is interesting because I felt like Eddie was on his way to be Ring of Honor champion before he popped the hernia. So,
well, that was long
Arthur
before.
Ashe.
Thank you, Tony Khan.
That's
gonna be the first time I'm gonna say this, because the day before my birthday in my home state, I get to watch Eddie Kingston versus Claudio and MJF in action, probably against Samoa Joe. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. But
I'll give him credit. Maybe it has turned into all rainbows and sunshine over in AEW here.
Well, I mean, again, you knew he was going to book Grand Slam as big as he possibly could. And again, he's in this weird run of like he had the All In, All Out. Then he has Grand Slam, and then a couple weeks later, we're going to get Wrestle Dream, which we're not really quite sure of. We haven't talked much about it. So here comes the Bullet Club. And there's 4 of them there. Oh, no, the cardboard cutouts there. My bad.
Oh, I don't have that. I just had the end of that promo, which was
tell me when
great
you get
and
the
everything.
Gun Club.
Oh, that's great.
Legit, I was like, wait a minute, Jay. Oh, no, that's not Jay.
Oh, cardboard.
You rascally.
Jay Cardboard. Yeah, no, that end of the promo segment even was still great. He's like, go ahead, go do your job now. Sell the tickets, everything like that. And he just 100% everything with Eddie Kingston seems like it's a shoot.
Yeah, 100%. He doesn't like none of it feels forced, fake, bullshit. It's good. And I mean, it's 2 guys feuding with an adult reason to feud, right? Like you were supposed to be my friend. You bailed on me. You didn't do what you were supposed to do. And ever since then, I wanted to lay a beating to you. So I'm going to take that title away. I can get behind that. It's not like we used to be friends and then you started hanging out with someone else and then boo-hoo, I don't know.
Right. If AEW signs Edge, they won't. Ryan saying Jade is back. Damien asking who's your pick in the co-main event, Tuivasa or Volkov? I gotta go
Tuivasa. Yeah, he's too funny.
He's gonna do a shoey after he wins too.
Yeah, I mean, I think was his last fight that he got popped, and we didn't get the shoey.
I think so. That was that against. I think that might have been against Derek Lewis.
Yes, I think that was his last fight. What is happening? Oh yeah, okay. So
Lucha.
Yeah, it looks like so this went from a 4-man match. Now, here's my question for everybody. Everybody sees the match that's coming out right now. You can let me know who you think is going to win, but why is it the Bullet Club as they take on the Lucha House Party? We got Gravity, we got Aerostar, and we got essentially Drago. So Lucha Underground comes to AEW, and my question becomes, do we not already have guys kicking around?
Whoa, Collision Cowboy of the Month. Rock Hard Juice Robinson. What in the fucking hell? I love Juice Robinson. I'll just say that. The man looks like the fucking cinnamon or the honey nut Honeycomb's fucking mascot for any 90s kid out there.
Right.
But yeah, no, there's way too many people that could be used, that should be used, instead of we get just the Lucha. This is the CMLL portion of Collision, I guess, tonight here.
Right. Yeah. So, and again, like, I mean, we constantly hear about, well, I don't have enough TV time for all the people I sign. Yet here we are on a Saturday night watching two guys that, well, three essentially, that other three wrestlers could be taking that spot right now.
Right. And I was going to say it. I don't believe any, if maybe only one's actually signed to AEW.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. Larry asking, so then, Nick, how long's the New York Minute? What are you about to find out, sir?
Nick is going to grab a pause for the cause, folks. We are rolling along. We got the Bullet Club in a trios match with, a Lucha trio. By all means, let me know why you think the Bullet Club are going to win. There you go. There you go. As expected. But we're also taking a peek at some UFC 293. We'll see how much of that we take in and stick around for. But they came out swinging already tonight. So it's hopefully going to be a good night. The card keeps us awake and ready to go. Of course, folks, remember, we will be back on Monday. We got more content coming your way tomorrow. And Andrade. This is interesting. Andrade is in the house. Crybaby Kingston. Paul Carpenter not feeling it. I like it. I know Nick wouldn't like that. Sup, Jason? Welcome, welcome, welcome. If AJ Styles becomes lone wolf in WWE, maybe. I mean, he's definitely having issues with his friends. But, I mean, is this a chance for him to kind of get the OC back into some level of understanding? Some level of performance, some level of improvement, maybe. Ryan, that is 100% true. Jade is back in the house. Oh, great. Gravity and two droppers. It's literally Lucha Underground. Wow. Behind the ref's back, we get the cheap shot and Juice taking over. Lucha Underground versus AEW. My favorite is the former Lucha Underground champion. There you go. There you go. Big fan of Lucha Underground. Andrade is in the back watching this match. Maybe he's putting together a Lucha team. I don't know. We haven't, Andrade had a bit of a thing going there with Malachi Black and the House of Black, and it went nowhere. And then we kind of lost him. I thought he was going to be involved with Los Ingobernables and Roosh or something. Now he's in the back watching this match by himself. So I don't know. Where is Jay White, KJ? Jason, I'd love to tell you, but I have no idea. This match was advertised as an 8-man match, I do believe. And yeah, apparently not. It's a trios match instead. So maybe travel issues. I have no idea. Maybe someone caught a cold. BCG for the win. Bullet Club Gold for the win. One of the best parts of Collision. Yeah, no, absolutely. They've had an absolute standout role on this show. We've all talked about what they did with FTR. So, I mean, yeah, I like the fact that they're using them. I like Juice Robinson a ton. I think the Ass Boys have a lot of upside, and a bright future. I think that Jay White's outstanding. So I like what they're doing with the Bullet Club. I like that they're getting a push. I like that they're getting some love. It's good. It's good for business. Juice is a national treasure. There you go. There you go. Jay White, Bullet Club, too sweet. There we go. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, sorry, folks. But yeah, we are rolling along. Juice Robinson still in control. I also like Thob, my man, Brody King. Oh, there you go. House of Black and Brody King. Absolutely. I'm really curious to see what happens with them. They recently lost the trios titles. Will they head back towards them? Malachi was very public about only wanting to be on Saturdays. I think he was very close with the Punk vision of Saturdays. It'll be very interesting what happens with their booking. We've seen them not have the best of bookings to this point. You know, we talk about Malachi Black going over 400 days without a singles match. I mean, it's very interesting. I'm a huge fan of all three of them. I'm a huge fan of Julia Hart as well. We will find out. I don't know. We haven't seen what's going to happen since they lost the belt at All In. Juice Robinson is the kid from the Wild Thornberries grown up. There you go. Oh, Cutter. AEW should split up Bob. What about Bob? Why do you want? Why? Leave Bob alone. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, we got a reversal. Hot tag. Oh, kind of. Big drop kick from Aerostar. And here we go. AEW got that one. Juice is great. Best of the club. He stands out. He gives me Brian Pillman vibes. He's the crazy wild one, right? He's the one that, like, you know, finds himself in all of the trouble. Dun, dun, dun. I don't think the rock hard juice is a good thing. Justin, rock hard juice is usually frozen. LOL. Pause. I'll let that one be. Have you seen Stone Cold podcast and Vince talking about Punk? Hopes to work together again one day. It might be old, but it's interesting. X Mulder. I love this comment. And listen, I've said from day one, the WWE has let worse people back into the company. They've given other people with terrible pasts second chances. And the name that instantly jumps out that nobody ever thought Vince would forgive is, big leg lariat by Robinson. And this is pretty much over. There you go. 1, 2, 3. And the Lucha Jobbers are done. Bullet Club Gold with the win, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, I believe, and sorry, the biggest example that sticks out in my head is the Ultimate Warrior. You thought he was done. They gave him another chance. They had to fire him again, but they gave him another chance. So if it can make money, if it gives reason for people to buy tickets, and here's some food for thought for the fans out there. Everybody talks about Roman Reigns being closer to the end of everything than the beginning. And we talked a lot about who could sell tickets and fill the shoes of Roman, even for short term, as you start to develop more of the young talent. Well, Punk is a name that draws. And I understand that there's a collection of AEW fans that are rejoicing at the firing of CM Punk. But whether you love him or hate him, he was your number one merch mover, and he was your biggest draw. And I believe the WWE will look past indiscretions. Plus, they're smart enough that when they build a contract for a wrestler, they will have the advantage. They will sign him, pay him big money to be a part of it. But they, you know, if he does act up, if he can't get his shit together, he'll be back out. And I really think if Punk makes that decision to go to WWE, he is going to be a fucking angel. He won't even step on a crack the wrong way. I think he'll do everything he can to be the utmost of perfect employees. And it allows him to end his career on a positive. Allows him to erase the idea that his entire legacy is going to be marred in controversy, rumors, and bullshit. Right? If he goes and has a solid run with the WWE, sells big venues, maybe gets his WrestleMania main event, 1 or 2 even, but there's not many people in wrestling that bring eyes the way CM Punk does. Period. NWA is quite a sleeper. Charles, yeah, a sleeper as in putting you together, putting you to sleep. Yeah, listen, 2023 for me hasn't been a good year for NWA, and I'm a big fan of NWA. By the way, CJ Perry is on my screen as they talk about what happened on the weekend. So very interesting. I don't know what this means. Miro's still not sure if he loves his wife or not. Bash 3-0, 2-0. Yeah, Bash, you give yourself an extra point. Yo, who has the more sexier female talent? AEW. I don't know. I don't know if I want to answer this question. I don't know. It's a tough one. Depends what you're into, I suppose. I mean, off the top of my head, I'm gonna tilt WWE. Just yeah, it is what it is, man. Old school is cool. Let's go old school. Charles, full of wisdom. Is that awesome sauce in the can, jar, or homemade, Charles? There you go. Jason, KJ, CJ Perry pairs with Hobbs, Lashley Angle again. They can't seriously do that. They cannot, right? You can't do that. And I see what you're saying, but no, really, it would be ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't know how this plays out, but yeah.
I was going to say, speaking of ridiculous.
I was waiting for it. I paused. Okay, yeah, KJ, Velvet Sky is done with NWA. She is. And I think they've lost Aldis. They've lost other talent. When your main event, we talked about it on this channel. When your main event is Tyrus and EC3 and it's uncomfortable for everybody to watch, you got a problem for NWA. When you're highlighting guys like the Gimp, it's not what it used to be.
Yeah, no, the NWA is a shadow of what it once was.
Right. It's a promo by Lana. Yeah, so we just had some CJ Perry.
Which they 100% could and might do the whole Bobby Lashley thing again with Hobbs and Lana.
That'd be ridiculous.
It's AEW.
I'm trying to think of like, is that like their lifestyle? They're good with like, let's do it on TV.
Miro's the Cornet of wrestling.
Right. Like
shots fired.
Hot tub.
It'd be I was gonna make the joke of when you're like, I've got Lana on my screen and I don't know what this means. If it's provocative, no one knows what it means, but it gets the people going. This whole, like I said, unless they were gonna do that, why else does he like look like he's seen a ghost when he sees his wife? Like, bro,
he forsaken her apparently.
Oh, the devil, women are the devil,
right?
This man's the water boy. I like me. Hobbs just shows up. I like Vicky Valago.
What a match with the Bullet Club match. It was okay. I mean, it was a job.
That's another thing. There has been 3 matches. I saw it contested. There has been 3 matches.
Yes, it is 3. You are correct.
No.
The middle one went kind of fast. Anybody watch Heels? Heels is outstanding. Yeah, I highly recommend Heels to anybody.
Fair enough. I actually have.
And that's the only place you really. Sorry, Nick. The only place you really. If you still want to get your CM Punk fix, Heels on a weekly.
There you go. Yeah. No, I was just saying I haven't honestly watched it, so 100%. If you have, absolutely.
No, it's good. It's worth a watch.
Good. Now we're getting in black and white advertisement for merch, I guess. And notice how they made sure that they had included Hangman action figures. It's the Dark Order.
Dark Order fucking doing?
They've gone heel again. Did you not see on like Twitter to where Johnny Hungy's out there calling fans poor?
But they're doing it campy bad. When they go back to evil bad. This is shit. I don't like it. I don't get it. I don't like it. I don't think the Dark Order. I think the Dark Order, if they weren't friends with the Bucks, wouldn't be in this company. They're just filling space on this roster. There's other guys that could use this time and this kind of fucking push.
I will give you that. I think it's if you're gonna have them go in the trios versus the babyface, the Acclaim, which then I worry about the House of Black of what do they do now. Yeah. But it's to me, I guess it's one of those of maybe I don't exactly get it or care for it. But if you've got the comedy babyface team of the Acclaimed, you have them go against, I guess, the heel comedy fucking jobber heel faction of the Dark Order. I'm trying to make it make sense.
I have a feeling we're not going to get much of the House of Black moving forward. And I have a feeling like this is about to change drastically. And
the trios division is about to be your comedy slapstick division.
Yeah. We got scissor belts, Yeah.
And now, are you seem to be like you getting to the point to where like the scissor me and everything's gone a little too far. It's gotten a little old.
I listen. I mean, again, when they
become the new day of AEW.
Yeah, a little bit. And I mean, like, again, we can only drag it so far. And fine, you want to do the scissor me gimmick, but now you take in, like, people got mad, right? Like, oh my God, somebody dropped the title into a garbage can. Nowadays, we got them turning it into scissors and rubbing them together. Like, again,
Well,
it's
because
the
there's
comedy
more
gimmick.
belts. Tony Khan is, if anything, nothing but an action figure and belt collector, because everybody and anybody has a belt, is a champion in somewhere, in some shape or form. He's
Right.
just giving away belts. Like we had the Texas Chainsaw Massacre belt, that just giving that away.
Mhm.
The FDW championship is still technically not a recognized AEW championship.
Right. I like this. So Dark Order becomes a light order. Yeah, essentially. So now they're doing, like, I guess.
No, don't make Malachi Mordecai. Don't ever do that. Don't. I feel like now I'm Billy Madison. Don't you say that. Don't you ever say that.
Yeah, I just don't take the Dark Order serious at all. But as Ray Phoenix makes his way to the ring.
Oh, I thought he was saying with the House of Black. Sorry, that's where I misread it. I went a whole different thing.
But oh yeah, Penta Zero Meadow.
Right. I've got Ray Phoenix right now.
Phoenix says.
The cow says.
Right.
Tony says, I feared for my life.
Right. But yeah, I mean, again, we talk about it. We just hadn't. I get it. It's a jobber match, fine. But again, I think there's talent that's been hanging around AEW for a lot of time that we never see. That you could probably put them in a trios match to take a loss to the Bullet Club. But you bring in two guys, what Aerostar? Why? Drago.
Yeah,
why?
honestly, this is why people can still make that comparison of comparing it to an indie, because they bring in people that
Jack Evans. No,
that's Angelico.
Angelico.
Yes, so more Lucha Underground. We've got Angelico versus Ray Phoenix.
It's been Lucha night here on the show.
Right, Lucha Saturdays now coming to AEW Collision. As I've got a tope, but yeah, we've got Serpentico on the outside.
Another guy who did not know he's still in the company.
I think it was, between him and Fuego del Sol, and Fuego drew the short straw, so that's why Serpentico is still there.
Yeah, right. And I think Luther's a producer backstage because,
because he still got fired. Which did we not all see that coming?
Yeah, no, he was a dead man walking the minute they fucking fired. Dead man walking. He was toast.
It was still questionable if he didn't even ever actually gotten hired by them.
Yeah, but it was still.
We didn't know he was truly hired there until they announced he had gotten fired.
Right. Tony treated Ace Steel like the ugly side chick of like, shh, you don't tell nobody. What? Yeah, listen, I don't get the Dark Order shtick. I don't. And again, they're going to get highlighted. They're going to get TV time. They'll probably be Trios champion by the end of 2023. It's crazy to me.
I don't like it. I don't even at this point. I'm waiting on how I feel about the Acclaimed. I'll throw it out to the audience, and I feel like most people have already kind of agreed with us on this. I just don't know if it's one of those of it just might not be my cup of tea in wrestling, and it still might have an audience. I just don't think it really has much of one at this moment.
No, and again, I think they fall in the class of wrestler to me, and people can debate this with me all they want. There's certain wrestlers that feel like they're pretending. You're cosplay wrestlers. I know that's someone else's shtick, but that's what it feels like. Like the Dark Order are pretending to be wrestlers, and it just doesn't resonate with me in any way, shape, or form.
Well, 100%. I was halfway thinking there, though. I think people at this point, there's a generation or there's a fan base that has a different definition of pro wrestler than the rest of the world.
Yeah,
honestly. And I think that's really what it boils down to. Because when we hear pro wrestler, you think of guys like a Terry Funk, like The Undertaker, like Stone Cold, like AJ Styles, etc., etc. The list could keep going. Ric Flair, Steamboat, everything. And then there's a different definition, a different set of qualifications, I feel, for other people.
Yeah, and I mean, again, finally, I'm going to tie this in a nice little bow because I sent you the quote today of, our Uncle Dave being fucking chastised on the internet again. And he literally said, oh, well, Terry Funk didn't think so. Oh, yeah, let's use Terry Funk as a fucking out. you doorbell. Like, what is wrong with this guy? But nonetheless, I think he's part of that collective of they kept putting it out there of like these are the best in the world, the best in the world, and they really weren't. And that's where you kind of get this image of like, all right.
Oh, absolutely. One man's opinion just switched a whole view for people. And I know we've taken our barbs at Eric Bischoff, Vince Russo, etc. But I agree with Eric Bischoff. And now looking at it at this point, of Dave Meltzer is one of the worst things to happen in pro wrestling.
The collective. I mean, again, like you said it before, like Jim Cornette, Russo, Bischoff, like collectively, everybody.
3 men that publicly, knowingly hate each other all agree on one thing.
Yeah, like would almost be willing. I mean, with the exception of maybe Cornette high-fiving Russo, but almost willing to come together to go after, this guy because everybody feels the same way about him. Like he's just absolutely toxic and he's hurting your business. And the fact that Tony hasn't gotten a restraining order for this guy threatening his shit.
FedEx just booted Serpentico off the apron.
Oh, I got a cutter.
Oh, I just got the cutter. So even I switched to YouTube TV to you're like maybe now 10 seconds. At least we're not like half a minute behind each other.
No, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
Dun dun dun. But dun 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 dun. Phoenix for the win. Yeah, Phoenix just picked up the win.
Right. Three count, take her out. Has KJ's taken a pause for the cause there. Charles, what up? Ms. Arcs, wide. The crowd is crazy. Justin, I don't have it fully up, so I mean, you may be right here. There's definitely at least a lot of. It's not one of those at times when you watch a wrestling show and you'll hear crowd noise, but everyone in the audience is just sitting on their hands. It does seem like Collision's starting to halfway actually get a big feel to it. We've got 3 title eliminator tournament matches tonight. I've got FTR on our screen right now. It's going to be interesting if maybe because Bryan Danielson's a company guy, but he's still a pro wrestling guy. I still feel and still hold out in my heart of hearts that Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, is a pro wrestler type of guy versus what we were talking about before with the alternative definition. And maybe if he's able to kind of guide Collision to still stay in that, differentiate from Dynamite, have a different vibe, be more of that classic wrestling show vibe, maybe he can still salvage it. Maybe it might actually work out potentially better because he, gets in with these guys. He's not, viewed as the outcast. There's no one openly trying to aggravate Daniel Bryan to try and get him in trouble. So he may be able, he's got the ear of Tony Khan versus, the suspension from Tony Khan. So, of course. So now you're going to get to sit there. I don't know if KJ did this intentionally or not with his, watching ahead of time. But so I got the lovely neck brace out here. Don't mind the beard here for a minute. But I've got Roderick Strong coming out versus Darby Allin. So let me know who you're taking. I think it's clearly, obviously, with the neck brace who you think I'm taking. But does it not lend a bit better to really because even if we get Roddy Strong versus MJF and we hold back for half a second for some reason on Samoa Joe versus MJF, that's still a fantastic story. We still had everything involved between Roddy, MJF, and Cole. I still wish the Kingdom was actually more involved. Like if they were their first challenger for the ROH title and everything, that might have been, I felt like it would have played out better. And we wouldn't have gotten who the hell are you chance at Mike Bennett. But this has been collectively one of AEW's best storylines in quite a while. You were cracking me up with the neck brace, Nick. You should have everyone sign it for your birthday. Well, how am I going to do that? Am I going to have you virtually sign it? Am I just mail it out? Everybody send me your mailing address and I'll send it out. If I was going to do that, I'd do that with the Golden KJ. Maybe someone will win an autographed Golden KJ at some point or something. As I've got Skateboard Darby coming in right now. Oh, as he gets goozled by Luchasaurus, Lucha Kane backstage. Oh my God, Roddy's going to win because Darby's getting jumped backstage. Oh. As Lucha's just got him up on his back as Christian Cage is just talking to him. Just, you're never going to win my TNT championship. I do honestly, I kind of like the whole Christian Darby, Lucha Kane story. I like how everything with Christian Cage right now is just like, so let's talk about your father. Oh, good God. For crying out loud. Then you have Sockface there killing it for me with leave him alone, leave him alone. Meanwhile, you've got what's his name there on NXT? That's you son of a bitch. As Braun's coming down with the stairs on him. Maybe that's why I'm forgetting names. This neck brace is cutting off the circulation to my brain. Was that Cowboy Orton neck brace? Yes, a bit. It's very much, well, it's the Vince McMahon neck brace, very much how when he was going to court for the steroid trial and everything, if he just miraculously showed up with a neck brace on to allegedly, potentially garner sympathy from the jury. Very much how, interestingly, after he's had all of this controversy and, you know, the sale of WWE, he has spinal surgery. Maybe the next image we'll get of Vince is him walking around in a neck brace again. Oh, that's what you're saying. Nah. Lucha Kane acting like a mall cop. Paul Blart, the mall cop, that's what he's doing. Strong for the win as Strong's got the neck brace off. And Darby's still coming out here. Nick Wayne having to tell him, no, don't do it. Oh, son of a bitch. Now he's actually going to come out here. So Darby's winning because he's going to overcome, because he's going to, you know, work from underneath the whole time, the babyface here. Kane Blart. Yes, there we go. Yeah, they did do a bit of the Nash and Mysterio spot, but that's the difference, though, is when they did that spot in WCW, you had people literally calling 911 because they thought it was an actual mugging taking place here. Swear to God, Roderick Strong has potential to be one of the best if work on his promo. Fair enough, but I also don't know if stature, if you can make yourself grow taller, because I think respectfully that is one of the minor things that holds Roddy back a little bit. He is still, up until recently, and I think the neck brace gimmick has very much helped him. He's been a little bit of milk toast when it comes to being on the mic. He does need to build that up. But in ring, as far as like a tactician, a smaller guy like Bryan Danielson, without the mic skills, is Roddy Strong. But right now, he's just working over Darby here. So let me know your predictions, folks, whether you're taking Darby Allin, Roderick Strong. Who's moving on in the title eliminator tournament? Are you going to watch Impact 1000? Brooklyn, yes, we are. I think they're two count. I think they're potentially, if I'm remembering this right from Impact, they're recording it tonight. It's not going to air. Tope as Darby goes crashing in the barricade on Roddy. I think they're recording it tonight. It's not going to actually air for a week, I want to say, potentially, supposedly. I'm sure Luna or Anthony or KJ or one of you fact checkers can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I am in picture right now. You dang kids, stop skateboarding here. Mandy Rose, hottest creation for AEW or TNT rating. Rammit, fair enough, but she's not signed to either. She's doing her own thing of her, Paige Van Zandt, and now Lacey Evans have all kind of gone the route of we'll just, you know, look sexy and dudes will pay us. Okay, Mandy Rose has had, what are we all talking about? Why are we worried about that? Give well wishes to Hacksaw Jim Duggan. He's in the hospital. Well, T's and P's to good old Hacksaw. Well, I was gonna say we'll get a ho chant for him, but that's plausible. Oh, big backbreaker again from Roddy onto Darby. Anthony, thank you. Impact 1000 is filming tonight and airing this Thursday. So 100%, then you need to tune in when we've got Miss Luna Havoc and Anthony himself, the ringsider himself, covering Impact. And they'll be covering Impact 1000, 100%. And it's going to be interesting to see what the Dudley Boys do there now that they've signed the alleged, supposed, reported by Sports Illustrated Legends contract with WWE. And plus, we've got Gail Kilston showing up. It's going to be, I like how C Money said earlier of, here's your fun wrestling trivia fact. Who made it to 1,000 episodes first? Us or Impact? That's kind of crazy. Yes, Luna will be here Thursday. Yes, we will be here Thursday. We're here all the damn time. So 100%, I'll take this time as we are in picture. If you haven't done so already, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. Tell everybody that you know about us. If you're tuning in all the time, just go ahead and click that little subscribe button. It costs you nothing. Be a friend, tell a friend, hit that bell notification because we show up for anything and everything. Plus, we're adding more and more content on the daily, 100%. And like I said, I still think this neck brace is starting to cut off circulation in my brain. Devon said he's done with wrestling because of his back. Fair enough, but he was just recently in WWE as a backstage producer. So what if Trips brings him back? And then what if, could you imagine we finally get a Bully Ray run of him in WWE? Yes, please sign me up for that. If WWE manages to bring back Bully Ray and CM Punk at the Royal Rumble, it's game over, man. Game over. Tony Khan, you have just turned AEW into Impact Wrestling, I feel. But 100%, that would be a game changer if you got both them there. But I still always would love to see, and sad we never got a true Bully Ray run in WWE. We got Bubba as a singles, but we never got the Bully Ray character. As we're back from picture in pictures, I've got both men having it out here. Oh, Roddy takes Darby into the ring post. Nick, will be champion longer, Saraya or Statlander? Kyle, I think you're asking me who I think will be champion longer. At this point, it all depends on when they book Jade versus Statlander. If they book that for fucking Arthur Ashe on the 20th and everything on top of that, oh boy, howdy. But I maybe want to say Saraya because we, like I said before, we kind of forgot that she's even champion. She got the big pop and she won it because we were at Wembley for All In. And since then, it's been nothing but an afterthought. We'll get a little promo back there once a week. But like KJ said, Toni Storm's has surpassed her when it comes to that division. And I think Ruby's getting to that point. And we see Statlander actually in ring every week. Saraya's out here, like I said, barely cutting a promo every week. Two count. What a crazy match. Hasn't been a bad match at all. It seems like I missed a good bit of the Lucha match there. But we have actually had some pretty good matches in ring. Like I said, this is the first collision of the new era. It's going to be really interesting to see how the ratings go. Hi. Speaking of new eras.
Don't turn your neck too fast and look over at me.
Right.
Be careful.
What you say?
I feel like
what?
Wrasslin for Life got sued for something and you put on the neck brace for something.
I feared for my life.
You're McManning it up.
Exactly, 100%. Right. We'll see. And then Ronnie saying, "Get well soon, Big Nick. Hope your neck get better soon."
People gonna be tuning in and be like, "What happened to that guy?"
Well, you want me to wear this for the whole show? I would have died. Lose 10 pounds of fucking sweat in my face.
Right. Where is it?
Speaking of high, yes, that too.
You need to be.
That's how I'm going to fix this, through the wonderful power of vitamins.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Right.
That's how you get over crushed arms.
Well, shit. Okay. I wasn't good.
It's good. Trust me,
Okay.
I advise everybody to try it.
It's just a plan. If you just so happen to set it on fire, there are some effects.
Right.
But so, who do you think that is winning, sir, after the Lucha Kane spot that we had backstage? Darby out here selling the back. He's very much working from under the whole time. Is it going to be?
Oh, I think Roddy's winning this. I mean, I think Roddy's been a pivotal part of the story, so I don't know how this plays out.
Because it's AEW. But he just posted him there. So,
and
right
I think
between the bait and tackle goes Darby Allin.
And we've already seen Samoa Joe beat the shit out of Darby in the past. So, I mean,
yeah.
Oh, that was disgusting.
Oh, I've got big back elbows right now off the top here.
Let me know when you get like the uranagi on the turnbuckle.
Oh my God! If that's what you're telling me is about to happen,
yeah, you'll pop and I'll know when to hit play.
Oh,
yep, there it is.
Oh,
he gonna need a neck brace, a back brace.
He's gonna need a back brace. He's gonna need a full body cast, everything like that.
Mm-hmm. I agree with Smile Mark. I'd love to see Penta win, but I have my doubts.
You got the whole crowd. Holy!
Yeah.
Oh,
you broke it into him.
All right. I broke my back. My back is broken. What's wrong with your back? It's spinal.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, when you see someone like Darby and you have a guy like Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy on the roster, where Matt Hardy's fucking hip was fusing to his back and shit like that. You have Jeff Hardy that has all of these issues that he's had, probably because of all the crazy, insane fucking bumps he's taken. And everything. Yeah. Do you not pull him aside and say, listen, you weigh fucking even less than they do. Maybe tone it down at times.
Well,
do it when it matters.
I think that's what it comes down to. It's like the Moxley situation, Nick, of if you do insane shit and I get it, you're known for it, you made your name for it, great. But you got to pick your spots now. Like again, you don't get to have a long career if you do it at that level with your foot down on the gas pedal the entire time. There's time and place to go big. What a huge spot, though. Look ridiculous.
It's so insane to me that, well, I think there's 100% reason why we don't see that spot often. But that's the thing, is especially in like AEW, even GCW, which we watch and everything, that no one's done a real spot like that. Like that just, that's one of those, like when you get the spot on the bridge of like the top of the chairs, when they put them back to back, it just instantly makes your back curl up.
Uh-huh. The crowd is,
that doesn't feel well. I'm in picture-in-picture. I don't know about you, sir.
I'm not in picture-in-picture at all. I got full screen, and Roddy is chopping the shit out of Darby.
Canadian superpowers. Damien's asking, how long is Jack Perry suspended for, KJ and Nick? Indefinitely.
Just till the dust settles.
That's 100%. Okay, so I'm glad you read that the same way I did. The second he said he's suspended indefinitely, I said, no, he's just suspended until the shit calms down.
Yep, and then I have this strong feeling that the minute he comes back, he's going to get a lot of love. He's going to get a lot of rub as Darby is on fire. Had enough of Roddy's shit.
Could you imagine if it just so happens to be to where we have Jack Perry comes back in Chicago?
Ooh.
There will he's gonna have to come out with a fucking riot team.
Yeah, like it's insane, Nick. Like he really is. And again, I have no faith that they won't do it.
But that's the issue with this, is that there was money left on the table if we didn't have to, have this unofficial 6-month probationary period that was invoked by your EVPs and their fucking stupid asses. That we could have made some fucking money here. They could have really made this an actual war a back and forth of pro wrestling, much like Nitro did, and instead they let pettiness and ego get in the way of properly developing and building up their company.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I mean, that's always stood in the way. The minute this all started, you kept holding out hope. Like, even I think there's some people still out there like, you know what, give it a couple weeks and then Punk pops up and it's a work. There was even reports of maybe having another meeting with Tony and trying to smooth things over.
Backpack stunner. And still, though, that makes you get hurt because you know Darby's hitting his tailbone on the apron.
Yeah. Nick Wayne, like, what is Nick Wayne doing here? He looks about to do a shuffle. What is he doing? He's looking like West Side Story as he argues with AR Fox. They're mad at each other again. This is the most.
I don't even have that. I've got the big moonsault of Darby off the top on a Roddy. He's getting circled by. Okay, so now I've got AR Fox. How did you still get ahead of me?
I have no idea, man.
It's a neck brace. It's cutting everything off.
Right? It looks like it actually.
Trust me, it kind of is.
Man's committed to the gimmick.
100%. Nick got the thing on his neck like Roddy. Yes. Well, then JV knows my point of. Don't worry, Uncle Meltzer will have a legit update on Nick. Yes. Sources told me
right.
There was 5 to 6 people back there. So
he was afraid for his
Tony when KJ lunged at Nick.
It's true. It was a verbal lunge.
That's you passing the vitamins as you lunged at me. Now, have you heard any of the stories that people think AR Fox is getting punished because he wasn't able to make it to All In and they had to change their fucking matchup?
Why would they punish him? They don't punish anybody.
Very true. That's AR
Fox just took out Nick Wayne.
Taven up top.
Oh, there goes. It's over.
AR.
It's over. Lumbar check.
Yeah. Off the coffin drop. Lumbar. It sets him up with that.
Is that Renee Paquette doing commentary?
2, 3.
No. Doing announcing?
Ring announcing? And see, instantly, we got to make sure we put the neck brace on. 100%.
There you go. Put that neck brace back on.
Wrap it up. Don't be a fool. Wrap your tool. Pause. Well, I do kind of find it funny. Sorry, there's the committee sign in the crowd, but it's done like the elite.
Yeah, right.
In case you were wondering what the investigative committee was on Punk.
Right.
All right, Roddy, come on. I want to take this off. Move it along now.
Oh, we're still. Yeah, no, you can take it off. He's gone.
I know. I've still got him on my screen.
I got AR Fox ominously staring at Nick Wayne.
All right, here's your Velcro ASMR.
My shit.
Oh, yeah, God. All right, I'm alive. 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Is Nick Wayne is AR Fox gonna turn again? Is what is he, the Big Show of fucking independent wrestling? Like, what is happening here?
No, not if he wouldn't be the Big Show, he'd be the Mid Show. I got more turns than a doorknob here. What selling is that of fucking Nick Wayne? He's like doing like someone in a junior high play, like trying to pretend like they're an old man with that little like I
got Hobbs talking about Miro. Is that what you got?
I got that right now. If I'm getting a replay of that, trust me, that's my match of big beefy boys slapping meat.
The 100%. Meat division.
Give me that belt. Fuck the fucking FTW. Fuck the Texas Chainsaw. Give me the meat division champion.
Right.
AEW, we have the beef.
The beef division. Bryan Danielson up next, folks.
And it's so funny that this all started from Big E talking about he wanted to wrestle Goldberg. And then it spun into him and Big Beefy Boy slapping meat, and it's now just extrapolated. I love it.
I'd like to think we ran it up the flagpole for everybody.
Oh, 100%. We're fucking relay team right there. Let me just keep fucking pushing this as much as I can.
Right.
We just I wanted to add beard into it, add an extra bead, but that's the other here and there.
Kelsey Lee on the screen.
I got a Lee on my screen of Keith Lee, Limitless Keith Lee.
Right.
Nice Netflix Ryan as he's got the One Piece hoodie on.
We got the meat. 5-0. Good luck in the finals, Roddy, but no way you're beating MJF. But here's the weird thing is Joe is in a kind of a battle with MJF already. Roddy's already been in the storyline, so initially it made the most sense that Roddy was going to make the finals and take on MJF and force Adam Cole to be in a weird position between his friends.
We talked about this.
And now Joe's going to get it?
We talked about this. We literally we talked about this. You said that exact same argument, and I was like, watch, they're going to add Joe to it, and they're going to convolute it, and they're just going to move past that and move it to Joe. And sure enough, they added Joe to it. But does whoever, whether it's Joe, whether it's Roddy, whether it's fucking Penta, Hardy, Lethal, whoever wins this, do they beat MJF?
No. I don't know who beats MJF. Like, who's going to take the belt off MJF that you're going to care to watch?
Adam Cole, baby.
I'm surprised you're even throwing that out there. But, yeah, Cole could.
Yeah, well, he could do it as a heel or he could do it as a babyface.
That's very interesting.
I'm not saying it's going to happen now or happen soon, but if there's someone that's going to do it, he's the most likely to do it.
He's the most interesting guy to do it, and that storyline has actually had a good run with it. I think they were planning on it being a shorter thing, and then they kind of panicked because the Twitter crowd was in love with it, which we all were. I'll give them credit. So right. Yeah, Adam Cole makes the most sense, my guy.
Fair enough. Still like AW, we got the meat. Yes, we are getting Danielson up next. Larry, Nick, they also have rump roast. No, they have the cake for dessert to go with the meat. Pause.
Right.
But yeah,
I love rump roast.
Trey says, in my opinion, I think Samoa Joe should beat MJF.
Oh, juicy.
Well, I said who I thought takes the title off MJF. Who do you think?
I agree with you. I think Adam Cole is the best bet. Could Joe
out of this tournament? Who could take the belt off him?
Yeah, I mean nobody. I think he like Joe would be a possibility. I would love Joe as champ, but
why did you hesitate so much on saying champ?
Yeah, because he's already got
because he's not the real champion.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he's not the real one. That's what Jack Perry should come back with that belt.
Oh my god. 100%. Fair enough. Go ahead. Sorry. He called AR Fox mid-show. He's the pre-show. Okay, so so Paul's trying to double down on my joke of when you said he's like the big show with all his turns, and I said no, he's the mid-show. No, he's the pre-show. Or at this point, I mean, if we're talking about All In, he's the no-show. So, looks like they're pushing Roddy. He's going to the finals. Does anyone have the layout of the brackets? Because I feel like if I remember correctly, Roddy and Joe are going to face each other to get to the finals.
Oh, maybe.
I'm not sure if somebody the next time they pull out the brackets, I'll have to pay attention.
Yeah. I'm getting a package for the Righteous. Does this mean we're actually going to get a
I was wondering why you were snapping over there.
Yeah. It wasn't, hurry up. It was literally because Vincent is here. And yeah, Vincent Dutch seemed to be getting a little bit of love from the main roster, so to speak. Oh, there you go. Oh, there'll be a trios with God of War.
With Stu Grayson.
Yeah.
You should have liked him. He's a good old Canadian boy.
Now they're setting up the Dark Order are going to go on a heel run, and the Righteous are going to come in. So there is a chance that Dark Order could win those trios titles sooner than later. and then they would have a rivalry built in with them. But here comes Daniel Bryan.
I just had Butch just with all of his tongue out and everything like that.
Yes.
But I think that's part of why the Dark Order doesn't land so well, is because they just have a better version of it. It's called the Righteous. I think if you merge those two together somehow and you made the Dark Order's Dawn. The Dark Order still exists, honestly, because of Brody Lee. Let's be honest about it. The Dark Order at this point still exists because of Brody Lee.
I think it's further than that. I think that carried them for a while as this, sympathetic babyface. But I think that we ran into the fact that he's very connected. He's part of the Cucamonga crew, the pro wrestling guerrilla crew.
Yeah, but it's one of those like I said, it's outstayed its welcome. It's outlived its purpose. It's gone past its expiration. It's gone past its expiration date.
Right.
Which, by the way, shout out to Danielson and Starks with their strap matches. We're getting a replay of that. That was a fantastic match.
Nice TKO on the UFC, by the way. But yeah, Daniel Bryan's got the microphone. MJF has to keep it until 2024 and finish. Imagine, right? Holds the company hostage with the belt.
If Tony Khan manages to spin it all the way back around to that, right? He's a fucking idiot savant when it comes to booking. This man can't do shit, but if it comes to certain superstars, he can book them fucking phenomenally.
Yeah.
If we have the same moment of, say it's in Long Island instead of Chicago, and we have MJF hops the barricade, blows a kiss, and then leaves, oh my God, you are the most talked about pro wrestling company.
Right. And that's the same thing. Yeah. Like completely. I mean, if he could pull it off, but we keep hoping for it, but it just seems like a bigger ditch at the end of the day that it never comes around.
Oh, is Bryan ending it? Because right now we're getting no chance.
Bryan is fired up. No, not retiring, I don't think.
I will not go gently into that good night. Yeah, well, that's the thing that we've worried with you at times, Bryan, is that you'll.
This is his final year. The most epic year of my career. The final year of my career.
The final countdown.
The final countdown.
Bro, you have no idea the fucking reaction that's going to happen on his last match when they play the fucking final countdown.
10-1. Seattle, Washington. Wrestle Dream.
I just got the epic year of my career.
He's challenging Zack Sabre Jr.
Well, so we're watching Wrestle Dream is what you're saying. So what I heard you say is we're watching Wrestle Dream.
Yeah, we were anyway, but now
no shit. But now I have a reason to be excited for it.
There you go. A long-awaited match, but here comes Ricky and Big Bill.
Is it so interesting that you've never seen this? You see this at times in sports. You've seen this in baseball, etc. So where they'll kind of do their farewell tour. You've never seen it in pro wrestling. Danielson's the first one to pretty much publicly announce I'm doing my farewell tour of. So the only other one that's done it recently was Muda.
Yeah, Muda did it. Yeah, I mean, again, not really. I mean, Ric Flair doesn't count because we never know what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah, it depends on whether he's on uppers or downers, whether he thinks he can wrestle or not. I still find this interesting of Big Bill with Ricky Starks here. This is the Hawaiian Shirt Club.
Right. They've been hanging out with Jake Hager.
That's the other heavy he needs to have with them.
Oh, wow. Right. Big Bill and Jake Hager. The Twin Towers.
Oh. Choice of name. I immortalized myself.
That was breadcrumbs, and I want a four-course meal. Thank you. I couldn't decide between full and four, apparently.
Four. Yeah, I could hear the words fighting in your mouth. Pause.
Forbidden Door is basically Wrestle Dream. Yes, I read that backwards, but yeah, no, it's 100%. That's how they're setting it up.
It's Forbidden Door Light. It's Forbidden Window instead of Forbidden Door.
And it has been pointed out the New Japan has a show the same date, and some big names have already been booked on that show. So Forbidden Door Light.
Yes, but Tony Khan has this thing that talks better than anything, and it's called money.
Yeah, they're not going to unbook people, though, when you're selling tickets, my guy.
I don't give a shit. I will pay you double their fucking fee.
All right.
Money to Tony Khan is fucking monopoly money.
But Japan ain't fucking up their card to fucking watch their guys go job in America.
Oh, I know. I kid.
In Ring of Honor, Dark Order had a feud with the Righteous. True story, Paul. They did.
And I believe it was there or in PWG to where Evil Uno was also.
Wait. Big Bill attacks Brian, but Ricky stops Big Bill.
How?
Just to get at him himself. There we go. Okay.
How are you still ahead of me?
I don't know.
I hate this.
As
I was going to talk about Evil Uno being player one to where you could actually hit the pause button on the side of his fucking gear and he'd actually stop.
Who's this?
What?
Oh,
what
is that?
What in the hell was that?
Moxley getting beat up by Big Bill.
Oh, so next week on AEW Collision for the International Championship, Big Bill versus John Moxley.
As Ricky choking him with the belt
in a who's stiffer than who match.
Fucking.
Oh, I do like Big Bill. I just wish he was back as Big Cass or even Cass XL.
William Morrissey worked.
W. Morrissey was the best.
W. Morrissey was perfectly fine.
That is A tier, S tier. Big Bill is W. Morrissey.
W. Morrissey, right? Like it's got that vibe. No, I'm Big Bill.
Sounds like he should be wearing a fucking puffed out vest and a fucking Mack trucker hat and everything. My name is Big Bill.
Right?
He drives an 18-wheeler that has the truck nuts and everything and it's dangling off the back too.
Right? Come out fucking with fucking pack.
He's their Diesel.
Yeah.
This is Diesel and Shaw.
Right. Big Bill. But Ricky Stark's getting a whole shit ton of heat. And listen, for those
he's doing that. Yes.
For those who have a lot of hate for CM Punk, you have to acknowledge what CM Punk did for Ricky Starks.
It felt more credible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's just because it was CM Punk.
Sorry, Ricky running across the stage back and forth, flipping the world's biggest bird.
Oh, you're fine. As you said that, I've got him just doing like the Elvis strut.
Like full arm, Nick. All of it.
Just expletive you and expletive you. Hey, by the way, expletive you.
Right? Ric Flair injects Metamucil.
What?
4 scoring, whatever.
4 scoring, fucking AW.
So on Dynamite,
Danielson hasn't moved. Like, someone check to make sure this man still has a pulse. Moxley's out here making sure he's still got his teeth in.
Can I ask you?
And Danielson has not moved.
Mm-hmm. Is it funny that they're selling us on Adam Page and Brian Cage 3? Like the trilogy we all wanted?
Yeah. Well, so next week on Dynamite, we're getting Roddy versus Joe. So I was right. They are half. Yeah.
Big Bill. See, this is where it doesn't make sense. Like, it's confusing. Like, the two guys I assumed might win the thing because they both have beef with the champion are now facing each other. And they're both heels. Very heel.
Right? And hey, I called it. I just called the wrong show.
Mm-hmm.
Moxley versus Big Bill for the International Championship.
Moxley going to defend that belt every fucking minute, buddy.
And that's why Renee's out here having to dodge shoes and put the tits out and everything like that, because she's out here of like, John, when are we going to take this goddamn vacation?
Right.
Oh, and so at Grand Slam, the winner of Britt, Tony, Sheeta, and Nyla, so it's going to Tony is going to take on Saraya at Grand Slam, and we're going to get Chris Jericho versus Sammy Guevara in a who gives a shit match.
Yeah, again, this rivalry with Sam, like even how they sold it last night, dude, and they're like, we're still friends, we're just gonna have a friendly fight. Guys, we know you're gonna break up. Jericho, you're not a fucking genius. We see what the fuck you're doing.
Right. But so they're already teasing of
look at the graphics.
Next week, we're going to get the Iron Savages, aka formerly known as Bear Country / Not Heavy Machinery from WWE, taking on FTR.
Right. And yeah, Megan says a cheap shot just when he was complimenting him. Shake my head. Bad guys do bad things.
Right.
They killed him. Bastards!
Who killed Brian? You bastard!
Right. Somebody get Brian.
So first match announced for Wrestle Dream is Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. Already, I'm sorry. I know I've said negative things, but shut up and take my money. So far, Tony Khan tonight has given me Eddie Kingston and Claudio the day before my birthday. And now at the start of October, we're getting Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. Like, shut up and take my money.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, again, it's this is the one thing that Tony does extremely well. I'm going to take you and I'm going to put you against you, and here we go. It doesn't need to be a story. I'm very good at spot booking, and he does. I'll give him credit. I'm looking forward to that match.
But still, though, like Eddie versus Claudio, there's plenty of story behind it. That's the thing. This is finally. Tony's just been fumbling around with so many rounds ready to go in the fucking chamber. He just wants to keep shooting off fucking pop rockets.
Right. Moxie versus Big Bill. Are people really jazzed about that? Like, I'm kind of curious how fucking ugly this match is going to be.
No, I think more people are just more of like, we just talked about it and then they just announced it. Like, literally, as we said it. That's how you know who's tuning in, folks.
Right. And yes, Wrestle Dream will be in honor of Inoki. Again, I guess.
Yeah, because Tony Khan has that big loving history. I remember when I saw Tony Khan and Inoki tear the fucking Japanese dome down, my brother.
A little late, like, you know?
It's a little fucking dumb, but if you're going to give me good matches, I don't care.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just don't charge me $50 for it, Tony.
Right. It's time for the main event. Let's go. You called it Bill versus Marksley?
Good old marksman Marksley.
Right.
KJ and Nick, since Velvet Sky is done with NWA, she'd be a good producer manager with Tiffany Stratton or pair with Tiffany. She goes back to Impact for me. I think it'd be very fitting. And I almost wonder if it's just in time. That's going to be the interesting thing. And that's why you need to tune in Thursday when Luna and Anthony are here for Impact 1000 to see if maybe Velvet Sky shows up at Impact 1000, because wasn't there a TBD still floating around that card?
Yeah, there's still two mystery ladies that will show up.
Exactly. So it just so happens to be the best song in the world. No, it's not Tenacious D, but yeah. If she shows up there, Gail Kim, Jordan Grace, Velvet Sky on the same team.
Yeah, I think Mickey might be across from. I think Luna had a good theory about Mickey going against Gail Kim. Dun 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 dun. Oh, we got Big Bill again. I don't know what you were up to. Well, they laid a beating on Brian. It was pretty obvious.
Right. I've got a medicinal commercial. How when I want to sit like this just to show that I'm not touching anything, and I still end up behind you.
I'm convinced it's like all the warnings on your pharmaceutical commercials that take you longer to come back.
Right. May cause you to like AEW, may cause you to agree with the Young Bucks, may cause you to subscribe to the Wrestling Observer Network, may cause you to listen to Dave Meltzer and actually think that he's a credible source.
Right. They promoting the match already that just started.
Exactly.
Fastest computer graphics in the world. Wait. Oh, so now Ray Phoenix is mad at Big Bill.
The internet doesn't really make you seem like you're so tough when you got to look up like this. Like,
Yeah.
how's the air up there?
Right? Beautiful people to Impact 1000. I'm with you. Timing is everything, guys.
Hey, and you said two, and one of them's backstage personality or backstage producer for AEW, and the other is out of a contract.
There you go.
How you doing?
Here comes Joe.
Dun 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 dun.
Miss it. Collision still flows so nicely. It's been a good show. I'm not gonna lie.
Collision still to me feels better than Dynamite.
It is.
When we were both here for both shows, this feels way smoother
Yep.
than Dynamite.
Yep. More cohesion for sure. The flow of the show's nice. There's not, yeah, we had an angle in the last one, but we're not getting 4 and 5 people running out to every match. There's not a jump start to every match. There's not, just chaos on top of chaos on top of chaos. We'll see if that changes, but I mean, I've liked Collision a lot tonight. And like you said, they really stacked it up.
They've stacked it up, and we haven't seen a ton of like repetitive spots and everything. And we've only had a few kind of backstage interviews, and they're not super long. And it's not like we go from an interview to a backstage segment to another interview, etc. It's we get an interview, and then we go back to the ring.
Mm-hmm. All right, this one's for you.
Seen Tiffany on the bump. She's still green in interviews, needs some work, but she can wrestle. Give her time, she'll be a superstar. I agree.
Yeah, but I will say this. I think sometimes, and I've seen her on the bump, I've seen her on Busted Open, she comes off like green, like, oh, she not quite there, but I think it's part of the shtick of like the like I think she's putting that in there on purpose. I think she's further along.
It's one of those of how much do you separate the gimmick from the person, much like even say with an MJF of you don't always know whether he's working character or whether this is how he's actually as a human being. Hey, JR's there.
Yes.
Looking just fucking angry as shit. Just you woke me up for this.
Right.
So we've got Penta versus Samoa Joe.
Dun dun dun. Your main event is here.
Right.
Samoa Joe for the win. Velvet Sky was the one selling point of NWA. Their announced team is awful. Listen, Nick and I have talked about this many times. We watched all the NWA we could. We highlighted it. We watched, gave live reaction to it. And it just went downhill. Like up to the point we watched the Crockett Cup, and the Crockett Cup laid an entire egg. The whole thing. And
I was going to say, I know we tend to get off topic at times, but when we were barely talking about the show because there was literally nothing worth talking about,
right?
That's a fucking problem. And then it's not done any bit of an uptake. Like there is still something there,
right?
Potentially, but it's not worth pay-per-view. It's not. It's gone so far south. It's nosedived.
Right.
100%.
They never explained why Big Bill and Brian Cage split up. Fair enough.
Too much meat.
Pause. Joe for the win. 5.25. 225.
3.14.
Right? Like pie? Did someone say pie?
Poontang pie.
Ooh. Middle of Collision was bad. Okay. Usually the middle of a collision is the worst part.
Yeah, that's normally when the most damage happens, is right in the middle of a collision versus, the extrapolating factors there. Damn, Joe gonna make Pentagon look tiny. Lucha.
Well, these are two guys I'm a big fan of. Sling Blade by Penta.
Well, Penta's also kind of the biggest luchas. I've got him on a drop kick right now.
Samoan Bulldozer. NWA did upgrade their production value. Kind of reminds me of Wrestling Society X without the hardcore. They definitely, and keep in mind, they brought in WW or former WWE people, and it, to me, at times, it gives me a WWE vibe.
No, did you just say NWA gives you a WWE vibe?
Oh, NWA. Sorry, I completely was in AEW mode.
No.
Yeah,
that's fine. That's why my ear perked up when he's like,
right.
Reminds me of Wrestling Society X. I was like, you mean the show that was on MTV?
Yeah.
Right. That's the production value is out there with Carson Daly on, as your backstage interviewer for all those of a certain vintage. Like, what? No. NWA has pieces to be something.
Right.
And now it really makes you question of who was the crazier person backstage when it comes to when Billy Corgan and Dixie Carter were working on Impact. Who had the worst idea, Corgan or Dixie?
Oh, shit. I mean, we already know how Dixie's turned out, so I got to go Dixie. But
did you see she showed up to shout out EC3 OVW for being NWA champion, and the amount of to combine a bunch of promotions that used to be really good that aren't anymore.
Right.
Just to come full circle.
Right.
Speaking of full circle.
Fell coming out of the entrance. I missed that, Paul. I missed that. But Penta's got a table. Is that... Wait. Are we supposed to get a table in this match? Zatomato. There you go. What just happened? I have no idea yet. But Penta in control of Joe right now. He got a table set up against the guardrail. He's playing to the crowd, which probably is a bad idea. Yeah, called it as Joe goes back to the eyes. Good choice, Larry. Skip. Skip what? Hop, skip, jump? Why is there a table? Yeah, I don't know, Bash. I don't. I assume that this was just a one-on-one match. Like, the use of tables was probably not going to be a good thing. Justin says pitcher-in-pitcher. I'm currently not in pitcher-in-pitcher, so we will see how that goes. But yeah, we are rolling along in this main event. I mean, like I said, I've been pretty content with Collision tonight. Some decent matchups, some decent booking. I didn't even mind the Moxley match tonight, so that's saying something. Catering during the match. Gonna need it. All right. Penta into the stairs. Joe all over Penta right now. Nah, not that tiny. He's still there. But ripping at the mask.
But you never do. Never.
No Jericho. Good point. Not even on commentary.
Shh. Don't you put that evil on me.
He'll appear.
Don't you mention that. If you say his name too many times, he's like the fucking boogeyman. Right. He's fucking, he's going to show up. Solid Collision show. Well, yeah. I think so. It's going to be interesting to see how the ratings go, because the ratings before All Out were the lowest in the show's history.
Yeah. So, again, now you're on Saturday nights and you're up against a lot of shit, man. Like, it's the tough spot.
Hey, think about this. You're on Saturday night. You're Tony Khan. You just got rid of your big attraction on a Saturday night right before the start of college football season and the NFL season.
Mm-hmm.
Bold strategy, Con. Let's see how it works out for him.
Right.
The name that should not be spoken.
Right.
Voldemort. He who should not be named.
Don't say the names. The UFC has just said, it sounds like the crowd is chanting Goldberg.
Honestly, I would love Mike Goldberg to come back to UFC. Give me Joe Rogan and Mike Goldberg to call a fucking UFC show. Respect to John Anik, respect to DC,
Right.
but I miss me some. Fight is over.
Right. Raw has to worry with Monday Night Football. Yeah, it's true. But
that's also part of why Raw went to Monday night, is because they hope to latch onto that of people. They viewed it as people gather to watch stuff on Monday nights because they watch Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
So they viewed that they'd still continue to do that after the NFL season's done and continue to watch Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always been the hope. But
maybe that's why WWE moved their pay-per-views to Saturdays instead of Sundays. Get away from the NFL.
Maybe. That is definitely one part of it for sure.
But Damien said, I'm watching Alabama versus Texas, and there's a very good game as well. Fair enough. I was watching that, and then I had to use what I was watching that with to watch this. But let me know the score.
We got Roddy in the Kingdom in the back. Get your neck brace.
I don't get that. Poor Nebraska sucks. Yeah. Don't doubt Colorado. Don't doubt Coach Prime. We coming. Pause. Now I got the Kingdom back there.
So are you a fan of Big Bill? Just out of like your run here of like anything with a
well, that's the thing, is you named me, you coined me as Big Nick. So I guess you're the fucking Geppetto to me being Pinocchio here. I'm a real boy because of you. Pause. So I mean, I'm a fan of W. Morrissey. I'm a fan of Cass XL, Big Cass. So I guess I kind of have to be a fan of Big Bill. I just wish he changed his fucking name.
There you go.
This is slow down.
It's a good, but decent match. I mean,
that's where you're going to get your show people backstage, everything.
Joe not happy. He wants to pin. Penta hanging around.
Big kick to the chest there from Joe. Elbow drop. 1, 2 count. Just did a hockey mock draft for the fantasy league. They have Connor Bedard in the top 30 players. You think he will be good in his first season? That's a you question, 100%.
Yeah, no, I mean, Chicago is kind of gone all in on this. So there is a chance, if he is what they say he's going to be, at minimum, they're going to play him in all those positions. Like, he's going to get the ice time. He's going to get the looks. So he's going to have a really good season. Even if he has not the best possible rookie season, he's still going to have a really, really solid season. I'd take him if you can get your hands on him early.
First round draft pick?
That's a tough one. It wouldn't be my first pick, but if I can get him in the second round, if I could get him in the second, third round, I would consider it highly.
Okay.
It's so hard with a rookie because it's such an intangible, right? Like you don't have those previous performances to come back. Oh, we got to win.
Oh, really? Already? Oh, code breaker.
Oh, no, not on that. Sorry, I think he choked out.
Oh, fair enough. Well, Larry said, Nick, eventually TK might find the right version of Big Bill. Yeah, except Tony's too used to putting bills up his nose instead of putting bills on his shows. So that's the problem there. That's why he can't find the right version.
Right. JR, I love that they do this with JR. You know, at his age, you don't need him for everything, but you bring him in for big matches, big moments. And again, like you talk about JR was saying his contract. If the WWE could get JR back, fucking do it. Fucking do it.
What? Or is it that they only put him on for the main event to kind of spotlight him, or they do it because you're going to say some shit that's going to get us in trouble, that's going to tell how much the people, how much our product sucks, Jim?
But to me, Excalibur is a good example of where if Excalibur didn't have the connections he had, if you were evaluating him on the surface, you'd be looking to replace him, especially with guys like JR and Nigel and other people around, Kevin Kelly, that are much better than Excalibur.
I was going to say we could do a side quest of establish your personal best 3-man booth and like still active, still doing it, and your personal worst 3-man booth. And I feel like Excalibur is going to be on a lot of people's board.
Right. Listen, that Rampage crew is a bit of a headache, and I think it's because it's Excalibur and Jericho, and sometimes there's 4 of them.
Right.
Oh, spanking Joe. Oh no, kind of on the side. Oh,
I got a big kick to the back right there from Penta for 1, 2 count, 2 count.
Joe. How that big boot?
I'm gonna just do this so no one knows I'm not. It's not anything. It's just literally this man's maple syrup powers are taking over.
And I keep hitting pause. Like, all right, nice power slam.
Izzy retains tonight, says Joe Black. Yeah, I think so. I still think just one of those for the fucking chaos. It would be insane if Strickland wins. He's there more because of his personality and everything, honestly, than his actual skill, respectfully.
I don't know how true that
is. He's top 9. He's top 10. But to jump to being Izzy's number 1 competitor,
he could have talked his way into it.
Yeah, 100. He's Colby Covington himself into the situation. The only thing is Colby's clearly an act. Shane, I think, or Strickland, I think, is 100%. That's him. Just literally just unhinged.
Side note, Tony Khan must be listening to his buddy Jim because Nigel just let us know that this match will stay until the end, until we get a conclusion. So we're going to get bleed.
There will be a winner. 2-man enter, 1-man leave.
Penta through the table. He who sets it up must eat it.
Right. Yeah, and to do that to where it's the Joe walkaway spot, I give him credit for that. You get a Brucey bonus point for that. You get it to where it's the Joe walkaway spot.
Rick Rabies, let's go, Ricky Rabies. That is CM Punk on heels.
Oh, fair enough. I was like, wait, who are we talking about with Rabies? What are the name of Rakins are we talking about?
Yeah, Ricky Rabies is DWL. If you guys really do love Punk, that's the only place you can watch him wrestle. Oh, catch up to me!
Well, I've got the short arm chops here. Oh, Penta's trying to get him. Right in the Kata Hajime, the Coquina clutch, and it's all over but the crying of. Is it weird though when you say that this match will stay until we have a finisher, and then the
finish it on time?
Right on time.
Every week the show goes over by a couple minutes and people are freaking out. This week they're like, "We're gonna stay.
We're gonna stay," and we end right on time. Literally, that man's tapping out as we're like counting down 9, 10.
Punching my shit.
So Samoan Joseph wins with the Coquina clutch, the Kata Hajime.
And we're going off the air, folks. We will take your ratings out of 10. Mr. Nick, we have a question from Mega.
Fair enough. I don't know what the question is. So is it the finals that it's Roddy versus Joe?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so at least we got that as the finals. I was worried that was the semifinals.
Yeah, no, it turns out that Joe gets the win, and we'll get Roddy and Joe. I don't know how this plays out. Could somehow Adam Cole cost him? I don't know, man.
Would you rather see Roddy versus MJF at Stadium Stampede or Joe versus MJF. I think there's still there's more meat on the bone potentially, and I know this is going to be interesting because Samoa Joseph's a big beefy boy. There's more meat on the bone of a Roddy story than there is Joe. You're relying on some NXT footage to where he shoved Samoa Joe, and that's one thing MJF does well is he makes everything personal and makes it this big ordeal of, you know, in the second grade, someone told me my shoes were untied, and so now I'm going to beat them in a pair of fucking, you know, in a shoelace match. Shit like that. So I think Joe wins and loses to MJF at Stampede.
Joe wins, loses to loses to MJF. I kind of feel like if Joe wins and goes on to MJF, we didn't really acknowledge or come to some type of understanding here with Roddy.
No, I think we still can. There's still the potential for it. That's the thing.
Interesting.
I think there's more. That's what I was saying. I think there's more meat on the bones to the extent of you can extend that out.
Somehow MJF trying to fuck Joe, screw up Roddy and cause more hatred, so then he has to fight Joe at Grand Slam, and then he still has Roddy in the wings not happy with him.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
Well, but does Roddy seem more like a Cole feud or an MJF feud? That's the thing.
We don't know. That's what I think. That's why adding another kind of antagonist to the story kind of fucks up the story, because we weren't even sure where Roddy fell. Like, is Adam Cole going to choose Roddy? Is Adam Cole going to choose MJF? Is MJF going to choose Roddy? What was going to, like, I mean, I think it's still not answered, and we kind of got Joe in the mix of it. So I'm not quite sure what the plan is here or how it's going to play out. It's a little confusing, convoluted.
But that's, I think, though, at times a little bit what makes it work, with the fact that, like, nothing in this story is bad. So it's almost one of those, it's the happy accident of AEW of everything. It's convoluted, but no end result is a truly bad end result.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'll see how this plays out. I imagine it's going to be Joe versus MJF at Grand Slam because they're going to want to sell it big. But yeah, I mean, shit. And then we'll see if we get back to Adam Cole being involved somehow, some way. Like, to me, this feud with Joe pulls MJF away from Cole when they were very united, very in sync.
Right.
8 out of 10. Not mad at Collision. Okay, 9.5.
You can have that. That ain't even what I'm mad at.
Right, 6.5 out of 10. 3 good matches and a good angle, but rest was a miss. Wow. All right. 8.5.
8.5. Whereas Kyle O'Reilly, neck surgery, like serious neck surgery. Last I knew with Kyle O'Reilly. Just put the shoelace up the note wide. Definitely glad that Jade is back. Yes, Megan, absolutely.
Huge.
I think that was honestly probably the biggest moment of Collision tonight was Jade coming back. That's going to be your replayable moment. Even when I took my first pause for the cause there, I put that out there of the, you know, hey, Jade coming back.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you on that. I mean, I'm shocked. It was an actual legitimate surprise, at least from what I had seen on the internet. Nobody told us, hey, Jade's backstage tonight. So I was pretty shocked that she made her return the way she did. And again, she goes instantly after Stat. She looks like a badass. I was thrilled with it.
She picked up where she left off here.
Yeah.
But speaking of never skipping a beat, I like Paul here saying, I just subscribed. You got a new fan here, guys. Well, cool. So then you tell that guy and that guy and that guy. And then we get 10 fans instead of 1 fan.
I completely agree. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Again, we are here for a whole bunch of stuff.
I'm out here sweating my ass off in a neck brace. So 100% be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. We're here covering anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling. We're literally, side note of if we might seem halfway distracted, we're literally debating right now of like, so do we keep going?
You kind of put us there, bro.
I didn't say nothing.
You put your foot in your mouth, my guy. 8 out of 8 for Collision. Not bad. You made me committal.
I didn't say nothing, but okay.
Is he going to get... We'll roll back the tape, folks. 8 out of 10. I was told she was supposed to show up at All Out in Chicago. Where you know? Interesting.
Really.
WWE Raw is next. Yeah, we'll be back on Monday for Raw. We will not be here tomorrow other than some of our shorts content. So make sure you check that out. Plus, you have all the stuff that we put out all week. So, yeah, make sure you catch it all. Jade is a good look, but she can't wrestle. Green, but she can wrestle within the confines. I don't think she's as bad as people peg her out to be. I think what Jade doesn't have is veterans to kind of carry her. Like, if you had a good core of veterans that could insulate her a little, it would be a lot better, but she doesn't seem to have that.
But does she need, say, I think you maybe need a veteran or two. I don't think she needs to be just running through veterans constantly. Of you maybe need one, maybe two, but she also needs someone that seems on that level, and Stat's the only one. And that's why I said before, when Stat came back, she was going to be the one to take the belt off her, because they're of that same stature, just kind of works that way. They've been built up enough and everything. Of everything with Jade up until then is really outside of maybe Taya. And I don't even think she had a match with Britt, has just really seemed like, well, Jade's clearly going to win here. So now what? Now that question's gone, and now it literally could be she could win or she could lose. It's now a definitive she will.
Now you're
win.
not married to the streak anymore, for sure. Yeah. But yeah, I like it. I think that, again, I think she was in some matches with like certain people, like a Diamante. No offense to any of the ladies, it's just getting in the ring with certain people, and it just didn't jive well. And it'll be interesting to see if she's evolved at all.
Right.
Mid, says Kenny. 5 out of 10. The Dark Order promo gave me 2019 flashbacks, and I really don't hold me to until they have a new head guy. Uno is the head guy, one way or the other. Pause.
100%. I don't want to even think about them, let alone think about who their head guy is.
Right. But yeah, I think they're going to run Uno up the pole. I think they're just going to make them a trios. Less of a faction, more of just a trios group.
But that's... And so then does your trios division just become the comedy kind of spooky, the abstract, the differentiator, the not real but real wrestling of, if you've got the Dark Order, the Acclaimed, you've got the Righteous. I kind of hope and wish better for the House of Black. But, and who did the Righteous face tonight?
The Righteous didn't face anybody tonight. They just did a promo.
Oh, I thought they had a match. Sorry. But that's your division right there. Of it goes back to a little bit of the slapsticky division.
Right. Yeah, quite possible. Couldn't have been bigger than that. KJ and Nick about Jim Ross for NXT in recruitment role for the WWF back then. 8 for Collision. All right, a lot to unpack there, but 8 for Collision. I like that. I mean, Collision was really good for me tonight. But Jim Ross is great. I mean, I'd love to see him keep working. And there's no guarantee that Tony wants to renew him. He's rubbed some feathers, so.
To me, it comes down to if Jim wants to still do it. Jim Ross has 100% earned the chance to just, we've had enough. You're good, Jim. We don't need to keep constantly seeing the updates of you falling down the stairs with a black eye and everything like that. Of just, you do your boo-boo. Respectfully, if you went to WWE, it'd be it'd be a great moment for a match. I just don't want, Jim's not going to be there full time on either company or anything. I think it's one of those, it's still always nice to see him, but I think we're good. I'm good with him. He has nothing left to prove, nothing left to accomplish. Just maybe you, unless he's just a workaholic, maybe you just kind of go off in that sweet good night there, Prince.
Right. I couldn't have been bigger than that. W stream, good night. I like it. I got it. No, they're showing Izzy backstage, by the way, if anyone was curious. Shorts music should have been Symphony Mike.
What? Kenny's saying, welcome, Paul. Keep the little Dark Order guy, but dump the rest. Oh, so you mean -1? So that's what I'm, like I said, is the Dark Order still there because of Brody Lee?
Dun, 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 10 out of 10. Does Jim Ross have grandkids? I think so. I'm pretty sure. Pretty confident.
I would assume so.
I'm drinking. I'm feeling good. There we go. There we go. There we go. Joe makes up for any goofy stuff. Yeah, I think tonight I'd give it a 7.5, perhaps. I liked it. I thought it went really well. I really don't have any, like, I mean, again, there was some lulls in it. I like the angle with Jade. I like the 3-4 matches that we had. I mean, at the end of the day, I think they delivered a pretty solid show from start to finish.
It was better than what I thought it was going to be. We all, or at least I worried that this is going to be the first no Punk in sight Collision, so we're just going to turn this into Dynamite Light. And instead, it actually still kind of had that vibe of a Collision. It just had it had a much faster pace throughout it than here's this, and then we let it breathe. And then we have this, and we let it breathe. It was a lot of bang, bang, bang. We're moving through the gates here.
Right.
Chris saying, happy birthday, Thea Hale. I had no idea. Goofy. 10 out of 10 for chat. 9 out of 10. Didn't watch much. Had problems. So 3 out of 10. Well, at least it's not for us.
That happens.
10 out of 10. Best show ever. It was much better than Cats. I'm going to see it again and again and again.
You are insane.
See money on all.
Have it best. I mean, it was
You read my mind. You read my mind.
Right.
Out here playing the magician of it was a 3 of clubs. Yes, I did choose a 7.5.
Right. Let me see.
Okay. I can't get Strickland for the. I wasn't going to click on that one. Just to channel USA Expendables 3 is coming up. Okie dokie. Big Dog saying, I can't give Collision a fair rating. I'm still laughing at Nick wearing the neck brace. Nick didn't take out the trash last night, and his wife initiated the proper punishment. But
that's what it is.
I mean, 100%. I know she could take me, but I mean, still. Right. Yeah, you're out here thinking my wife's like fucking Tombstone pile driving me and everything like that. I'm showing up. Maybe I'm just doing my Kevin Nash, Arn Anderson impression. Ooh, that's what it was.
Potential.
Right. Best show. We got that. Don't watch much. Got that. Larry talking about money. Why?
Larry talking about money. But yeah, folks, we were rolling along. But that's it, folks. We are rolling through all of your action tonight. That's about it. Oh, Nick, nothing like that. More like chair shot to the head.
All right. So yeah, I gotta eat the fucking chair shot right there and just gotta take it clean, right to the back of the head.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to get concerned, Big Dog. If you're out here, trying to know about, the things going on with, my family and everything like that. Are you waiting out in the bushes around my house and everything like that?
Based on what I've seen in the chat, it's possible. It's possible for sure. And Uncle Arn. But
well, I like this. Of Arnie just said yippee-ki-yay.
Right. Nick Arns, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Well, on that wonderful note, folks, I will wish everybody adieu. Make sure you check out all the links below. Make sure you hit all the buttons, and make sure you go get yourself some merch. Be a part of the family. Be a friend. Tell a friend, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. We will be back here on Monday, and then all through the week. Luna's doing WrestleMania 2 on Tuesday. We got lots coming your way. Tell everybody you know, folks. Share the word of the Wrasslin for Life Network, and that's it. That's all I got.
Spread the good gospel of Wrasslin for Life Network, 100%. But, or should I do it? One last time.
If you
just so I can say I did it in it. Our shit is real, our shit is raw, our shit is all authentic. When you're talking about the wrestling, you better put that for life with it. What?
There you go, folks. See you on the flip side. Don't break your neck on the way there. Bye for now.